Mr. Stark, it smells like a new car in here. How's it going, everybody? Kiakahi Matsumoto here, presenting to you all my first ever film review of 2018. Yeah, it's been a lot longer than I said I was gonna start. My apologies for that. I've just been a little busy, lack of motivation, just a bunch of different things coming up. But better late than never. And I decided to start on Avengers Infinity War since Black Panther has already been out on home media for quite a while, and since Infinity War gets released on digital tomorrow. That's from my time zone and from the date of this video. I live in Hawaii Standard Time, so what are you going to do? I figured what better time to start now? Because there are still some people, as few of them as it may, who still have not seen the movie. And, I don't want to. I just wanted to give my opinions on the film and what I thought was good, what I thought could have been improved, and whatnot. So, anyways, here's how my film reviews are going to work. I'm going to try to keep them under 3 minutes or less, this being the exception, as I have to kind of explain the format for those who are new to my stuff. I'm going to be doing a summary of what I thought of the film. I'm going to do a basic plot summary and try to avoid any major spoilers. I'm going to give what I thought was good and what I thought was mediocre or just outright bad altogether. Anyway, without further ado, here is my honest review of Avengers Infinity War. To summarize, this film was an absolute blast from start to finish, and I honestly was worried that this is going to be a repeat of Age of Ultron, it's still enjoyable but mediocre at best. But the Russo brothers delivered a smashing job, in my personal opinion, and this has to be, for me personally, this has to be Marvel's best film yet since the first Iron Man got released in 2008. There's very little that could have been done to improve it, at least for me anyway. So Robert Downey Jr. returns as Tony Stark. Gwyneth Paltrow returns as Pepper Potts. Tom Holland as Spider-Man, etc. It's basically a culmination of all the previous film mashed into one. There are a few, however, who do not return for this installment, and that's explained why in later films or in the film itself. Well, hopefully. Tony gets warned by both Bruce Banner and Doctor Strange that Thanos is coming to Earth and that he's after the six Infinity Stones. For those who don't know, whoever has possession of each individual stone gets to control one little thing. Power allows you to destroy anything in your path. Reality allows you to alter reality to your will. Time allows you to manipulate time. Space allows you to teleport over long distances. Soul, control over life and death. And mind allows you to read and manipulate the minds of others. Peter Parker, he senses the attack coming and he heads off to help Tony with his endeavors. Peter is then given the Iron Spider suit, with the insignia of which is what I'm wearing, to kind of protect him, as his typical spandex won't really cut it. So the end result of the film is a no-holds-barred brawl between Thanos, his forces, and the Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy. The roster consisting of Iron Man, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Bruce Banner, Vision, Scarlet Witch, Steve Rogers, Thor, Black Widow, Falcon, War Machine, Bucky, aka White Wolf now, T'Challa, Black Panther, Shuri, Star-Lord, Drax, Mantis, Rocket, Groot, Nebula, the Dora Milaje, and the forces of Wakanda and the Jabari. Whew! That was a mouthful. Now here's what I liked about this film. The acting from everybody was superbly done, for me anyway. I like that they also brought back the original Avengers composer, Alan Silvestri. I mean, Danny Elfman did a decent job as well as Brian Tyler, but it's not quite the same without the original Avengers composer. The best performance acting, hands down, came from Josh Brolin as Thanos. He brought a side to the Mad Titan that nobody had ever seen before. Runners up being, for best performance for me personally, being Tom Holland's Spider-Man, Zoe Saldana's Gamora, Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man. Honestly, the whole film was dark and the body count was high, but did have a balance of moments where it was funny and it had emotional weight to it and depth to it, which I thought was a nice touch. It was definitely a nice change of pace from the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 film and Thor Ragnarok. Thor Ragnarok honestly was annoying with how much they were trying to be funny. It just got on my nerves, especially considering that was so out of character for Thor. So the plot of the story also flowed nicely. It didn't jump around all over the place unnecessarily. The best consistent lines and laughs in the movie came from Spider-Man, but the three best one-liners did come from Rocket and Star-Lord, believe it or not. The visual effects were also spectacularly done, and the end result was a twist that no one saw coming. and it left everyone in shock. I mean, as good as this film was, though, it sadly wasn't perfect. My biggest complaint is that some characters felt like they could have been used more, and others felt like they could have been used less. The other thing that I really did not like was Chris Pratt's character of Star-Lord. I mean, like the guy hasn't matured, has had no character development, and hasn't matured one bit since Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which is set in 2014. So the Guardians have been, together for about what, 4 years now, from 2014 to 2018, which is when Infinity War is set, and there's been no maturity in the character whatsoever. I'm going, really, dude? You could, I mean, you can even tell it's written all over Tony Stark's face that he's sick of his garbage. But other than that, it was still a very enjoyable film, and I would definitely go watch it again. I saw it in theaters 3 times, and I've only ever done that with 2 other movies, Logan and Moana. Regardless of its flaws, it was still a spectacular film, and I would go watch it again without a second thought. And almost everything, the visuals, the acting, the music, the plot, the comedy was done to near perfection, and it personally stands out as the best MCU film that they've ever done. So I give it a score of 9 out of 10. Well done to everyone involved. So that's it for my review of Avengers Infinity War. I hope this answers any and all questions you may have. If not, feel free to sound off in the comments. And you don't have to agree with my opinions. You can let me know in the comments below, what your thoughts were, why you feel like I'm wrong, and you can back your point up. But you have to be able to back your point up. I'm not going to say you're wrong because you are. That's not an answer. But please keep the discussion civil. I don't want to have to turn off the comments because people are at each other's throats. So, anyways, again, that's it. Have a great night. And up next, my next film review will be the return of the Merc with the Mouth and the introduction of Cable and the X-Force, Deadpool 2. So take care of yourselves. Have a great day or evening, depending on what time zone you're in. Good night, everybody.